Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon to all of my students. Welcome back to our online classes. So for semester 2, the first topic that you are going to learn is chapter 4, Indices, Sets and Logarithm. So for today, the first video, we will only cover subtopic 4.1, Laws of Indices, presented by me, Madam Intan. Learning standard for 4.1, Laws of Indices. So by the end of this video, you should be able to firstly simplify algebraic expression involving indices using the laws of indices, and secondly, you should be able to solve the problems involving indices. Previously, I have given two tasks before we learn to this lesson, which is Inquiry 1 and Inquiry 2. So for Inquiry 1, the aim is to recall the laws of indices. You can try by yourself here, by scan this QR code or go to this link, okay, in your textbook, page 90. Okay, so the instruction for inquiry 1, you need to find the suitable partner to form the correct laws of indices, and you also need to give the example for the laws given. Okay, so this is the summary for all laws of indices you learn in form 3. Okay, a power of n. So n is the index while a is the base. So indices a power of n means a times a times a and so on, n factors. Okay, as example, 5 to the power of 4 is equal to 5 times 5 times 5, 5 times 5 for 4 times. Okay, while m times m times m times m times m is equal to m power of 5. Okay, so for multiplication, the first law is a power of m multiplied with a power of n is equal to a power of m plus n. As example, 2 power of 3 multiplied with 2 power of 5 is equal to 2 power of 3 plus 5. So the answer is 2 power of 8. This is in terms of number. So in terms of algebraic expression, so we can write here, let's say a power of 3 times a power of 5 is equal to a power of 3 plus 5, which is the answer is a power of 8. Okay, for division, a power of m divided by a power of n is equal to a power of m minus n. So the as example in terms of algebraic expression, a power of 6 divided by a power of 4 is equal to a power of 6 minus 4, which is the answer is a power of 2. Okay, while for power, we have a power of m in bracket power of n is equal to a mn. So as example, 3 power of 4 multiply in bracket power of 2 is equal to 3 power of 8. Okay, so example for this one is a power of 4 power of 2 is equal to a power of 8. Okay, same as this one lah. This one is a longer version. So let's say we have a power of n multiplied with a power of n in bracket power of p. So p, you have to multiply with power of m and power of n. So it becomes of a power of mp multiplied with a power of np. Okay, for fractional indices, let's say we have a power of 1 over n means that it is roots of n. Okay, if we have a power of m over n, it is a power of m in bracket 1 over n, or it also can be written as a power of n roots of n. Okay, and then for negative index, let's say we have a power of negative n, it is equal to 1 over a power of n, which is a not equal to 0. The base cannot be 0. Okay, as example, 5 to the power of negative 3 is equal to 1 over 5 power of 3. Or in terms of algebraic expression, let's say we have a power of negative 3. We can write this 1 over a power of 3. Okay, and lastly, 0 index. A power of 0 is equal to 1. Whatever base we have, as long as its power of 0, the index is 0, so the value is equal to 1. For inquiry 2 also, I already asked you to answer all 10 questions, as you should know how to solve them since you have learned this last year. So this activity aims to simplify the algebraic expression involving indices. For those who haven't tried it yet, you can go to this link, okay, or scan this QR code to see all 10 questions. Okay, so in order to solve the question, you need to apply all laws of indices that you have learned in form 3. Okay, so I will not show you the working step for all 10 questions, so I will give the answer. So this is the answer for 10 question given. Okay, I will show you question number 1 and also question number 7 to show the working step on how to solve to simplify the following algebraic expression. Okay, let's say for question number 1. So this one, for question number 1, you see there is bracket here. Okay, the question there is bracket. So the first thing that you need to do is that you have to multiply the power outside the bracket to the power inside the bracket, to the index. Okay, so here for question number 1 we have, okay, 10. Okay, 10 is the base, so there is index here, so index is power of 1. Since it's power of 1, so it doesn't written as 1, so it's just written as a 10. So that there is a power here, so x x is the base, so index is negative 3, y is the base and index is negative 1. So multiply with the power outside the bracket is negative 1. So negative 1 you should multiply with 1, negative 3 and also negative 1. So you will get 10 to the power of negative 1. X to the power of negative 3 times negative 1 becomes 3. Y becomes power of 1. So this one, power of negative, okay, the first one, power of negative, we should apply this rule. Okay, since we have 10 to the power of negative 1, so it will become 1 to the power of 10, power of 1. So, or we just write as 1 to the power of 10. Okay, means that this one, when we solve it, it become x power of 3, y power of 1 times with 1 over 10. Or the answer is x power of 3, y. Okay, we doesn't have to write index with the power of 1. So we just leave it as the base only. So y over 10. So this is the answer for question number 1. While question number 7, so similar to the first question, so you need to multiply this one 2 here. Okay, so as I told you before, so the question stated that 7 x power of 2 y power of negative 2. Power of 2. So this one, 7 is the base. Okay, 7 is the base. So there is a power here, so which is power of 1. So x is the base, y is the base. Okay, and index is 1, 2, and negative 2. So you have to multiply 2 here with all the powers, all the index. Okay, so it becomes 7 power of 2, x power of 4, y power of negative 4. Okay, so 7 power of 2 is 49. X power of 4. This one, okay, negative. So it becomes, this one is actually 1 power of y power of 4. Okay, so according to this law. So the final answer should be 49x power of 4 over y power of 4. I hope from two tasks given, inquiry 1 and inquiry 2, you can now recall the laws of indices and simplify the expression. So today's subtopic 4.1, laws of indices, is basically almost the same as what you have learned during Form 3. Let's move to the first objective, which is simplifying algebraic expression involving indices. An algebraic expression involving index numbers can be simplified by using the laws of indices. So this is example 1 for A and B. Later we will have C and D. Okay, simplify the following algebraic expression. So the solution. So if you observe the first question, it involves only multiplication and also division. So the laws that you need to recall is a to the power of m multiply with a to the power of n is equal to a power of to the power of m plus n. While this for division, a to the power of m minus divide by a to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m minus n. Okay, it involves the same base on this. So for question E, the base is a 4. So let's try for question E. So we have 4 to the power of 2n multiply with 4 to the power of m, the same base, and divide with the same base, which is 4 to the power of n. So apply these two rules, it becomes 4 to the power of 2n plus m minus n. Okay, so 2n minus n plus with m, so it becomes 4n plus m. Okay, while for question 1b, okay, if you observe the first this one, the base index and its index, we have m plus 2, so it is comes from this loss actually. So you need to make it as this one. Okay, so since it is given in the form of 3 to the power of m plus 2, so you should make it as 3 to the power of m multiplied with 3 to the power of 2. Okay, let's write this one. So the question 3 to the power of m plus 2 minus, okay, 3 to the power of m divide by 3 to the power of m. Okay, so the answer should be, okay, the first thing you need to do is you have to, this one, make it as, apply this rule. So it will becomes 3 to the power of m multiply with 3 to the power of 2 minus with 3 to the power of m. Okay, divide by 3 to the power of m. Okay, you need to remember that the laws of indices, we cannot solve subtraction here. So this one is actually 3 to the power of m multiplied with 3 to the power of 2 minus 3 to the power of m. So we can actually factorize, okay, 3 to the power of m. So it becomes 3 to the power of m, okay, in bracket 3 to the power of 2 minus 1. Okay, since we have factorized to the 3 to the power of m just now, divide by 3 to the power of m. Okay, so here in bracket, okay, so 3 to the power of m with 3 to the power of m just cancel out. So we will left with the bracket 3 to the power of 2 is actually 9 minus 1. So the answer is 8. Okay, next we continue with example 1. Simplify the following algebra expression for question C and also question D. So, if we want to solve this question, first we have to look at what operation involved in this expression. So, the first one, there is bracket, and then involve multiplication, division, and also negative index here. Same as for question D, we have multiplication, bracket, and also negative index here. So the loss of indices that involve in this kind of question. So the first one is multiplication. So this is the first law that we need to apply. Second is the division. Okay, and then third one is negative index, where a to the power of negative n, if you want to make it positive, become 1 over a power of n. Okay, ataupun bahasa mudah dia, kalau dia negatif, nak positifkan dia, bawa dia ke bawah, dan juga sebaliknya lah. And the last loss of indices that involved in this kind of question is bracket. Okay, so if we have a power of m multiplied with a power of n in bracket power of p, so p here you need to multiply with the index for the first one and also the second one. So it becomes a mp multiplied with a power of np. So let's try for question 1c first. So for question 1c, okay, so the first thing you need to do is, since we have this division, so write is into fraction form. So it becomes 5x negative 1 power of 3 multiplied with 4xy power of 2 divided by xy power of negative 4. Okay, and then since we have negative index, okay, kat bawah ni, so we need to apply the third rule here. So how to make it negative 4 positive means that, okay, since yang formula asal ni kat atas lah, okay, so kita nak positifkan, kita bawa dia ke bawah. So kalau sebaliknya, kalau dia ialah 1 over a power of negative n, so if one need make it positive index, it become a power of n. Okay, so this one, it becomes 5x negative 1 power of 3 multiplied with 4xy power of 2 times with xy power of 4. Okay, next we apply the fourth rule, which is bracket. We need to expand and we need to multiply the index outside the bracket to the index inside the bracket. So this one, the first one 3, remember that this one 5 also base, which is the index is power of 1. Okay, so if we expand this, we becomes 5 power of 3 x negative 3 multiply with 4 x y power of 2 times with x power of 4 y power of 4. This one we have actually the index is power of 1. Okay, and then 5. Okay, so we need to solve number first. Okay, in which we can calculate. So this one 5 power of 3 multiply with 4. So 5 power of 3 is 125. Okay, multiply with 4 times with x power of negative 3. Since this is involved multiplication, here is power of 1. Okay, so multiplication we just add the power. Okay, add the index plus 1 plus 4 times with y power of 2 plus with 4. Okay, this one I apply the first rule. Okay, so 125 multiplied with 4 we get 500. Okay, and then x negative 3 plus 1 plus 4 we will get x power of 2. Okay, we no longer need to write multiplication here. Okay, don't need to write multiplication, just write the variable. So y 2 plus 4 is y power of 6. So the final answer is 500 x power of 2 y power of 6. Okay, this is for question 1C. While question 1D, okay, first thing that you need to do, okay, if we notice that this one is just in one row, okay, and then you need to make this negative index become positive. So it apply to this, the third rules. Okay, how to make it positive? So it becomes 4a power of 3 b power of 2 multiply with 1 over 4a b power of 3 power of 4. Okay, the negative index negative 4 becomes 4 here. Okay, then next you need to just combine it. Okay, 4a power of 3 b power of 2 divide by 4a b power of 3 power of 4. Then we need to expand the bracket. Okay, 4a power of 3 b power of 2. Okay, this one we have index is 1. Okay, so 4 power of 4 a power of 1 multiply with 4 becomes 4. B 3 multiply with 4 become 12. Okay, so this is not the final answer. So you should solve this one. This is a operation division, right? So you can subtract. So or you just potong lah. Tapi it easier if you want just cancel out. Okay. Okay, 4 power of 1. So you cancel 1, it becomes 3. And then this one a power of 3, you cancel a power of 3. Denominator, we have a power of 4. So it becomes a power of 1. B power of 2, cancel 2 below. So it becomes power of 10. So, okay. Sorry, A and B does not cancel. Okay, so we still have A. Okay, but we cancel 4 becomes 1, and also B 12 we cancel becomes 10. So answer 1. Okay, since we cancel everything, so it becomes 1, not 0. 1 over 4 power of 3, A power of 1, and B power of 10. Okay, then we solve 4 to the power of 3, we will get the answer as 1 over 64. A, you don't have to write a power of 1, and B power of 10. So this is the final answer. Okay, next we proceed with example 2. Simplify the following algebraic expression for question E. So for question solution for question 2E. Okay, the question also can be written as 2 multiply with a power of negative 1 over 3 multiply with a power, okay, a power of negative 1 over 2. Okay, so since this is this involve multiplication, so we can just apply the first rule in which the same base, so the index we have to plus. Okay, so a power of m multiplied with a power of n becomes a power of m plus n. So this one it becomes 2 a negative 1 over 3 plus with negative 1 over 2. So you just press calculator, negative 1 over 3 plus negative 1 over 2, it becomes 2a negative 5 over 6, power of negative 5 over 6. This one, it involves loss in negative index, okay, loss of negative indices in which a power of negative n, okay, if one positive, it becomes 1 over a power of n. So this one we left the answer as 2 over a power of 5 over 6. So this is the final answer for question 2a. While for question 2b, okay, so since this one is over, so it involves division, so a power of m divided by a power of negative n, sorry, a power of n becomes a power of m minus n. So this one we just solve for question b is 2a negative 2. Okay, divide means that the index you have to subtract. Okay, subtract with negative 3 over 2. Okay, seeing this one a similar base. Okay, so the answer should be 2a power of negative 1 over 2. Okay, remember this one you have to apply this rule. So you left the answer as 2 over a power of 1 over 2. So this is the final answer. Okay, next example 3 show that, okay, for A and also for B. For question A, if you want to solve this kind of question, means that you need to start do the working solution from the left hand side, okay, and the final answer should be exactly as the right hand side. Okay, so and for B, so you need to prove that this one is divisible by 25 for all positive integer x. Okay, for question 3a, so we start for 3a first. Okay, so 7 to x minus 1 is equal to, this one is minus, the index is minus, so it comes from this formula. A m minus n is actually a over m divided by, okay, or divide by, sorry, this one divided by a power of n. So this one, okay, we can write it like this, or just a power of m over a power of n. So this one I write it as 7 power of 2x, okay, divide or over 7 power of 1. Okay, so 7 power of 2 is 49 power of x over 7. So this is the final answer for 3a. So we have a proof, okay, the answer is exactly as the, sorry, exactly as the right hand side, like this. Okay, similar. Okay, next we proceed with question 3b. Okay, for question 3b, we need to apply this formula. Okay, if you want to solve this one, So firstly, you can see that this one is power of x plus 4, means that we need to write it in this form. So it becomes 3x multiplied with 3 power of 4 plus with 3x multiplied with 3 power of 5 plus 3 power of x. And then since this is addition, we cannot solve the addition using loss of indices, but we can factorize 3x, since all the expression here have 3 power of x. So 3 power of x, okay, in bracket, so 3 power of 4 plus 3 power of 5 plus 1. Okay, and then you solve this one in the bracket, you press calculator. So 3x, okay, or you just solve one by one. 3 power of 4 is 81 plus 3 power of 5 is 243 plus 1. So 3 power of x in bracket 325. So if we notice here, 325 is a multiple of 25. So 3x plus 4 plus 3x plus 5 plus 3x is divisible by 25 for all positive integer x. So you just write the conclusion similar to the question. Okay, so this is the answer for question 3b. Okay, then separate this 4.1. Please answer all 4 questions. You can refer the previous example, example 1, example 2, and example 3 that I have shown you just now. If you have any problem to answer this kind of question, so you can refer your textbook page 92. Okay, and then after you finish it, you can check your answers here or at the back of the textbook. Okay, next we move to the second and the last objective for today's class, solving problems involving indices. Equation involving indices can be solved as follows. If a power of m is equal to a power of n, then m is equal to n. Or if a power of m is equal to b power of m, then a is equal to b. When a greater than 0 and a is not equal to 1. Okay, mathematics pocket. So if 5 power of x is equal to 5 power of 4, okay, the base is similar, which is 5, then x is power of 4. So we just take the index. Okay, second, if x power of 5 that equal to 5 power of 5, okay, notice that the index is similar, then we can say that x is equal to 5. Okay, example 4, solve each of the following equation for question A, B, and C. This is the mathematics podcast that I told you in the previous slide. So, solution for question A. Okay, so if you want to solve this kind of question, first you need to express both sides of equation in the same base. 32 and also 8 can be expressed as same base, which is base 2. So 32 is 2 to the power of 5x is equal to this one becomes 2 to the power of negative 3. Okay, since 8 is 1, this one is the denominator, okay, yang belah bawah. So if you want to make it in one row, so you bring it up, okay, it becomes power of negative. So it becomes 2 power of negative 3 in bracket x minus 1. Okay, then 5x, since this one, Okay, you have to refer this kind of situation. So if we have the same base, okay, which is 5, okay, so if we want to find the value of x, so you just take x is equal to 4. So this one, since we already make it as the same base, okay, so you just compare the index only, so the indices, okay, the power. So 5x is equal to negative 3x, okay, you expand the bracket, negative 3x plus 3, then solve this one, negative 3 bring to the left hand side, okay, becomes 8x is equal to 3. So solve for the value of x, x is equal to 3 over 8. So this is the answer for question 4a. For question 4b, a power of 5 is equal to 243. So first step, you need to, since the base is not the same, this one is the variable a and this one is number 243. So one of the solution that you can do, so you have to make this 243 in terms of index form, okay. The index should be 5, so 3 to the power of 5. Okay, so you can refer the second example, x power of 5 is equal to 5 power of 5. So the index is already the same. So the base, you just compare. So x is equal to 5. So next step, so means the answer is a is equal to 3. This one, since this one is a power of 5 is equal to 3 power of 5. So we just compare a is equal to 3 with a is equal to 3. Okay, compare the indices for question 1b. And lastly, for question 4c, for question 4c, this is the question 27, 81 power of 3x in bracket is equal to 1. So remember, the first thing you need to do is you have to make the base is the same. Okay, so 27, 81, you choose with base 1. Base 3. So 27 becomes 3 to the power of 3. 81 becomes 3 to the power of 4. Okay, power of 3x. And this one, 1. Okay, remember I told you you have to make it the base is similar, which is I choose base 3. So anything with the power of 0 is equal to 1. So we can make it 1 is as 3 power of 0. So now all the base is already the same. Okay, so what you need to do, this one is 3 power of 3 plus 12x. Okay, this one is multiplication. Okay, so this one is actually, it comes from 3 power of 3 times with 3 power of 4, 3x. Okay, so this one, it becomes plus. Okay, remember formula a power of m multiply a power of n becomes a m plus n. Okay, so it becomes, in this one, we just multiply the index. 4 times 3x become 12x. So the answer should be 3 to the power of 3 plus 12x is equal to 3 power of 0. So apply the first example. So you compare the indices. Okay, so 3 plus 12x is equal to 0. So how to solve it? Just do linear equation. 12x is equal to negative 3. So x is equal to negative 3 over 12. And simplify the answer. The final answer should be x is equal to negative 1 over 4. Okay, next we move to example 5. The last example for solving problem question. Okay, Husna has 1 million. She invested sum of money into an investment institution that offers an annual return of 6%. Okay, Husna's investment amount after n years is calculated with the equation. So this is the formula using P as the investment at the beginning. So means that P is 1 million, okay, and K as the annual return rate. So K is 6%. Determine Husna's investment amount after 20 years. Okay, so if we have this kind of solving problem question, which is a long sentence, so the first thing you need to do, you have to understand the problem. Try to take out as much as information that you can get from the statement. Okay, so the initial investment P is 1 million, return rate K is 6%, investment formula given here, okay, N is 20. Okay, so the question asks you to determine the total investment after 20 years. Okay, so plan the strategy. You need to substitute the value of K, P and N here. Okay, K, P and also N into this formula to calculate the value of J. Okay, so implement the strategy. So J is equal to P in bracket 1 plus K power of N. So P is the initial investment 1 million in bracket 1 plus K is 6%, which is 6 over 100, and N is the total year, okay, investment year. Okay, so 20 after 20 years, so you can press calculator, you will get the answer as 3,207,135. So Husna's total investment after 20 years is actually this one, RM 3,207,135. Okay, and making conclusion means that you can check your answer. Okay, since this is the value that you get, okay, after 20 years, and this is the value of K. Okay, so you just check the answer to get the value of N. So N is 20 years, means that after 20 years you will get 3,207,135. Okay, then lastly, please do practice 4.2 for question 1 and also for question 2. You can refer your textbook page 94. Okay, do all the question and then check your answers here for question 1 and also for question 2. Okay, thank you. That's all from me for subtopic 4.1, loss of indices. So in the next class, you will learn subtopic 4.2, loss of certs by Madam Atika. That's all from me. Thank you. Bye-bye.